Welcome back, everybody. Matt the Matt here. How are you today? Well, now this week we got a new trailer for Morbius. Yes, the human vampire, the living vampire, Michael Morbius. Now I don't know why the name Michael is so associated with vampires. I mean, there's so many people named Michael, like Michael from Underworld, vampire. Michael in Spider-Man, vampire. I know there's another vampire movie out there where the main vampire is named Michael. I don't know. I know Michael was in the religion books, the Bible. But I don't know. I don't know why his name Michael is so connected to vampires. Maybe one of you know. Maybe you know. Maybe you don't. I don't know. You tell me. What's the name Michael Vampire? It has to be. If you don't name your vampire Michael, you'll got a problem. I don't know. But we got the new Morbius trailer. Jared Leto playing Michael Morbius. Morbius is a villain, anti-hero, anti-villain in the Spider-Man universe. He's one of Spider-Man's nemesis villains. And we know there's been a Morbius movie coming. Jared Leto is playing the human vampire, living vampire. Perfect casting in my book. I think you got Jared Leto, the rocker guy. He looked like a rocker with long hair. That's typical in vampire movies also. The lead vampire has to have long hair. Like he went from a band to becoming a vampire. He just has to look. And we got a new trailer this week. Second trailer. Some people might forget. Excuse me. The first trailer for Morbius came out in January of 2020. That's right, folks. The last trailer that came out for this movie was in January of 2020. We are almost 2 years since the first trailer, and we finally got another trailer. Thank you to the pandemic. We love you. Not. But I'm not here to talk about the trailer today. No, not that. I wanted to do, in the trailer though, they show a newspaper article. If anyone has ever picked up a newspaper lately. And in one of the headlines on top, it says Black Cat. Friend or foe. And I said, you know what? For this podcast, we're not going to do a trailer discussion. I'm going to do a fan cast for who I would like to see play Black Cat. Because here's the thing. Sony, yes Sony, not Marvel, Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man and all of the Spider-Man characters, including the villains. They've been wanting to make a Black Cat movie for a while. And when I say a while, I mean a while. They have wanted to put Black Cat in her own movie or in a Spider-Man movie for a very long time. How long would I say? I would say 10 years ago. 10 years ago? Oh, here's my watch. Whatever. 10 years ago. How do you know? I mean, I'm Matt the Bad. I'm the movie guy. Come on. Are we still going through this every time? 10 years ago, there was supposed to be a Spider-Man 4. Not the Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield. Spider-Man 4. And Spider-Man 4 was going to have Tobey Maguire, the best Spider-Man ever to exist, come back with Kirsten Dunst as Mary Jane, Sam Raimi coming back to direct, and it was going to have John Malkovich as the Vulture, and they cast Anne Hathaway, yes, the Anne Hathaway, as Felicia Hardy, aka Black Cat. But for some reason they canceled the movie right before they were about to start shooting the movie. And then they decided to reboot it with The Amazing Spider-Man and Andrew Garfield. Well, at one point they were going to have Anne Hathaway play Black Cat. Of course, Anne Hathaway went on to be not Black Cat, but Catwoman in The Dark Knight Rises. I was going to say something naughty, but I'm not. I think people can fill in the blank. One cat to another cat. I'm not going to go there. This is not a rated R show. And if this is a naughty hour. So, that went away. Then, of course, in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, with Andrew Garfield, they brought in Felicity Jones to play the secretary of Harry Osborn, or Osborn, but her name was Felicia. Now, the only character in Spider-Man that has the name Felicia is Felicia Hardy, aka Black Cat. Now, the plan was to make a sequel to The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and have Felicity Jones return as Black Cat. And apparently even in an interview, she said there was not only plans for her to return for Spider-Man 3, or The Amazing Spider-Man 3, but also have her own solo film, Black Cat. Well, that didn't happen either. Then a couple years ago, when we heard about the Venom movie, Sony came out again and said, oh yeah, we got this Venom movie over here, we got Morbius over here, and over here we got this movie called Silver and Black, dealing with the characters of Silver Sable and Black Cat. And they were going to do another, like Venom and Morbius, their own villain movie, or anti-villain, or whatever, with Silver Sable and Black Cat. Now, at the time, we didn't know it was going to be the same actress, Felicity Jones, returning. But they had a director, they wrote a script, and I think as of last year, they canceled the project. This started back in 2018, and then by 2020, they were like, no, never mind. We're not doing that. But now that the new Morbius trailer actually shows a headline saying Black Cat, I have to believe either one or two things. Number one, Black Cat will show up in Morbius. Now we don't know if it's going to be Felicity Jones or a new actress. And the reason why I say it might be Felicity Jones returning, because we have seen some things lately, haven't we? We see Michael Keaton showing up in Morbius, but he's part of the MCU as Vulture. Jamie Foxx is returning from The Amazing Spider-Man 2 to be in Spider-Man No Way Home. We have Alfred Molina coming back as Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire. So, could there be a possibility that Felicity Jones returns as Black Cat finally? There is a possibility. And then there's a possibility that they recast the character with another actress. And on that note, I am here today to give you my top 5 tips for Felicia Hardy, aka Black Cat. And here we go. Alright, so my first tip is Catherine Winnick. Some of you probably don't recognize her, some of you probably do recognize her. Number one, I think she is downright gorgeous. She has the look for Felicia Hardy, the long blonde hair, nice build, very pretty. And if they go with someone around the same age as Jared Leto, Catherine Winnick would fit that age range. Some of you might know her from the show Vikings. I've never watched the show, but I heard it was very good. I know right now she's on that new show, Big Sky. I think it's on like ABC or NBC. I personally know, not personally, like I've never met her, but I know her from a little Jake Gyllenhaal and Hathaway movie, Love and Other Drugs. She played the chick that Jake Gyllenhaal has a three-way with later in the movie. Yeah, that's how I remember her. The girl that Jake Gyllenhaal had a three-way with. We know where your mind is. But yeah. So, she's the same girl that he couldn't remember her name. Kept calling her a different name when he saw her at the office. And Oliver Platt, the Lake Placid guy's like, you know that's not her name. And Jake Gyllenhaal says, yeah. After a while, she'll think, if I keep saying that name, I've dated a girl that looked just like her, and then she'll want me. Yeah, I know that movie very well. I have an interesting story about that movie in college, but we won't go there today. But yeah, that's where I know her from. I think you want to take a character from the page to the screen. I think Catherine Winnick fits that requirement. But if they don't go with her, I think my next two are closer to, I think, who they would cast if they wanted to go with someone new. Number 2 for me is Samara Weaving. I've talked about this actress so many times. Number 1, she has a mysterious look to her. Very pretty, but a very mysterious look, especially in the eyes. And the eyes, especially when she's wearing the black cat outfit, are going to be a major requirement to have a lot of stuff read through the eyes. And she has the eyes of mystery and up to no good. And she's, attractive. I've seen her in Life and Ready or Not, The Babysitter. She was on that Netflix show Hollywood or something Hollywood, came out last year. Very talented, has a great range of humor. She can flirt, she can be serious, she can be a badass. And like I think, especially pairing her next to like a Jared Leto, I think she would really fit the bill, like, perfectly. Like that, she has that mystery about her. When you look at her, that you're like, yeah, you need to play a perfect black cat. She's still new, she's still young, she's still new in the business. If they want someone fresh and something for her to start a franchise with her, she would be a good choice. Number 3 is Joanie Comer. Now this actress is getting a lot of attention this year between Free Guy and The Last Duel. She is like becoming one of the hottest actresses to come out of 2021. She was great in Free Guy, playing the nerdy role, but then also playing the badass character in the game. She's very pretty. Look at her. Great look to her. Also has the look of playing a Felicia Hardy. I think she can be nerdy, and being a badass will be perfect. Because this is the other thing. With Felicia Hardy, she does hook up with Peter Parker, Spider-Man, at points. So there is sometimes a love triangle between Michael Morbius and Spider-Man. So if you wanted to do that, you can cast her who, she's in her late 20s. So she can be in that middle part of younger than Tom Holland, or older than Tom Holland, but younger than Jared Leto, so be right in the middle, where it's still okay to go either way. So, I think he would actually be why you like my number 2 choice, even though I have her at number 3 on here, because she is so new, and a lot of people don't know her, that if she were to step into this role and own it, it can be a major score for her, but also for the audience to get connected to an actress and see them as only that character, like a Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., or Chris Hemsworth as Thor, or even now Tom Holland as Spider-Man. So yeah, Joanie Comer. Then we have, I'm going with someone a little bit different this time, Naomi Scott. Doesn't have necessarily the look of Felicia Hardy, but I was thinking with Black Cat, she must have like a white wig and stuff. So, but Naomi Scott, as shown, she can be romantic, she can be a badass in like the Charlie's Angels movie. You can see it, saw her in Aladdin. She can play that romantic type. Also, she was in Power Rangers, being the hot girl, also being the badass. So, this is not necessarily the one that you would think, oh yeah, Felicia Hardy. But she's young, she's still new, she's still trying to get a franchise going, and she's around Tom Holland's age. So if they were to maybe, have Easter eggs in Morbius, but really decide to bring her into a Spider-Man movie, maybe when he goes off to college, then Naomi Scott would be a great choice. Also, for my final choice, my fifth and final choice, Madison Isman is another one, young, around Tom Holland's age. She definitely has the look with the blonde hair, very pretty. She was in Jumanji, she's been in Annabelle Comes Home. She's right now in that I Know What You Did Last Summer on Hulu or Amazon. I think Amazon. Even in Jumanji, the second one they did, she played the hot girl in that. You bring her into Spider-Man, the new love interest for Peter Parker. She would be great. She's fun. She can also play dramatic and, like I said, lighthearted, fun stuff. Also, if you wanted to go a little bit darker with Black Cat, she's done it in Annabelle Comes Home, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. So, like I said, the last two are more, really the last three are, and they went for more younger, around the Tom Holland age. These three would be perfect. But I don't know, we'll see what they do. Like I said, they might bring back Felicity Jones to be Black Cat in a potential solo film, or who knows, maybe even the Tom Holland universe. We can see Felicity Jones in Spider-Man No Way Home. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of surprises in that movie. So, those are my 5 choices for actors to play Black Cat. Like I didn't want to do a Morbius trailer discussion, I just wanted to do a fan cast. And those are my choices.